Welcome to the Introverted Doctor podcast, dedicated to uncovering myths, mistakes, and misconceptions that holds healthcare professionals back from living their best life at work, home, and play. In each episode, we focus on different aspects of a doctor's professional life, such as communication techniques, mindset, routines, habits, and behaviors, with the goal to show how to eliminate anxiety, trip-ups, and unwelcomed results that come from ineffective communications. So there are three styles or modes of conduct we can choose to focus on in our approach to our home lives. I know I've gone through each of these phases in my life, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. And what I'm referring to are three modalities that ultimately affect the kind of life we have at home. So much of what we do is at an unconscious level, and this episode is meant to bring awareness as to how we make decisions about where we put our focus on in our home life, which not only affects us, but the people closest to us. So I want to discuss these three key modalities to help you and others you may be working with to think about where your home life is at and where it could be. The three modalities are family-focused, parent-focused, and children-focused. In no particular order, let's start with a parent-focused family setting. This is where the primary needs, goals, and activities of the parent or parents come first, and everybody in the family focuses on them. You can see this is easily done. We pick up our kids from school, we put them in front of a TV or an iPad, and let them play games because we're too busy doing the things we need to do as adults or want to do as adults. I know sometimes I get trapped in that, and I've had to be more conscious of not doing that. One dramatic example that sticks out in my life was I came to a crossroad where I had to make a decision whether I was going to complete a large book that I was writing. I already had a few hundred people wanting to buy it at a large conference that I was going to be speaking at several months down the road. My children were very young, and I had told the organizers that I would have it for them as I thought I'd be able to finish it on time. And they were very excited about that. And I was going to get paid additionally for that. So anyway, I was several months away from finishing, and I realized with my busy clinical practice, and the only way I was going to be able to complete that book was if I did not play with my kids in the evening like I normally do. I had to decide, would I stay on my computer focusing on completing the book, or give it up and play with my children for the next several months? Well, I chose to play with my kids, as I know I would never get that time back with them as a father. I knew I had to make a decision as to what was absolutely necessary and how I was going to spend my time and what was really most important. I told the organizers that's why I wouldn't be completing the book, and they understood. The book was a bonus anyway, so that was the decision I made. So that really made me look at how I was acting. In some households, the entire family structure works around the needs of the parents or parent. Very little thought or action is given around the need of the child or children. This is obviously not a healthy state to be in, as children's needs are neglected, and in terms of their emotional, social, and physical development, it's vital that parents play an active role. Children need role models and mentorship as they grow and mature. Adults have to be mindful when they focus on themselves at the expense of others. So now this brings me to the next area of focus, where some families are very much children-oriented. I do admit I tend to err more on this side, where I do love to spend time with my kids and interact with them. I've worked my schedule and sometimes my hobbies around them. However, in some families, I know that the children's activities and goals dictates the entire family agenda. Some easy examples are families where they are nurturing their child's talents, whether it be in sports, music, or another art. There's nothing wrong with this as per se. The only risk is that Sometimes parental needs are forgotten, missed, or overlooked. One of the biggest challenges for busy people, especially in healthcare, is that they forget to make time for themselves and their partner. They've spent so much time focusing on the kids and their activities that they don't create time to spend with each other and pursue their own hobbies or invest in personal development. I can tell you, as a physician, I've seen so many couples get older, and after their children leave, they don't know who they are individually or as a couple. They never develop personal hobbies or interests. I can tell you that I could easily fall into that pattern, and I've had to be more conscientious to make sure that I am spending more time with my wife, and that we do date nights and lunch dates, because work and other interests and projects just always seem to be coming up. So I know that if I don't make that time and effort to connect, I could easily walk down the path that so many other couples have. I certainly know that children, when they're young, require more attention. And when you're a young family, they need your care and encouragement a lot. Sometimes that's the hardest part, especially if you don't have any support. Now, the third mindset where we focus on is what is best for the family and how can we manage each other's projects and interests. This can be done conscientiously by having family meetings and together deciding what everybody's interested in and what their priorities are. So, for instance, a discussion would take place that would sound like, okay, we can't do all of your 4 activities, but we could do 2 because I have one activity that's very important to me and it conflicts with the other 2 that you want to do. And so with this mindset, there's a discussion, compromises, and negotiations. I know that sometimes I've had to put some of my goals and interests aside because it really isn't the best interest for the entire family and what they might want to do. I know that later on, I can always pick up that project. I also know that I have to say no to certain things that maybe the kids want to get involved in, but that simply doesn't work best for my wife or the whole family. So this approach really takes into account what's best for everyone's well-being. So those are the 3 modalities defined to help increase our awareness and to improve our family dynamics. I wish I had thought of these 3 different areas a little bit more conscientiously when I was younger. It would have helped create a better framework to organize and plan for the future. So having a framework just helps you think about things as you're moving along in your journey and in your family's journey about how you are working and creating the best harmony. So that's what this podcast is all about, to help us reflect on what our families are doing currently and whether it's working for the best interest of all the members in the family. It's also a great tool to share with other people, whether it's with a patient, your colleagues, or a friend. So just remember those 3 modalities. Are you parent-focused, are you children-focused, or are you family-focused? And you can certainly see all families fall into generally those 3 categories. I hope this podcast serves you well, and this is another useful tool you can put in your toolkit to live your best life when you're at home. Feel free to share this podcast episode with anyone who you think might benefit or might enjoy this, and subscribe to us on Apple's podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. And please feel free to leave a review. It just helps increase the awareness of the podcast. And if you go to the website, theintroverteddoctor.com, and sign in up there, you'll get my weekly emails about the podcast episodes that's coming out that week. I'm Dr. Lalit Chawla, and thank you so much for listening. And let's together work to make our communities better, healthier, stronger, and so that we live with the best harmony possible, so that we can create the best future for ourselves and our children. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and may the magic always surround you. Thank you.